Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Angry and Ornery Show. It's nice to be back. It's nice to have some people in the audience. Welcome, everybody. I see people still are popping in here, so take a seat, make yourself comfortable. As you know, we're streaming from Second Life Live. If you would like to join us in the studio, please get on Second Life, which you can do from secondlife.com. Create an avatar, get in world, contact me, Zoltan Mint, and I will get you to the studio. If you can't get into Second Life and you still want to see us live, you can see us on Hitbox, hitbox.tv. There, Florian, I said it right. Go to Hitbox, look for Angry and Ornery, and you can watch us stream live every other week on Wednesday evening. That's 10 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Finally, the show is edited, graphics are added, and other cool things, and that is then put on YouTube. So please go to the YouTube channel where you can see this show and all of our old shows, and join our channel, the Angry and Ornery channel. And please feel free to leave comments, like us, or do whatever you need to do, just so we know you're out there. We'd love to hear from you. Any type of comments is good. Except the ones about how horrible that Lionheart is. And let's bring Lionheart out as we speak of the devil. Come on out, Lionheart.
Devil. Ah. Oh my,
No,
are you tying your shoe?
I am tying my shoe. I saw that it was untied, so give me a minute here. And there we go. Anyways, I saw that you walked through the table again. How many times have you done that, Dick Van Dyke?
Many a times. Many a times. Rosemary.
What?
Rosemary. If I'm Dick Van Dyke, you're Rosemary from Dick Van Dyke.
That wasn't her character's name, though. But anyways,
no, that was her. That was her name. That was her name in real life.
Yeah, I know. You're very odd.
You have no idea. Oh, so I guess we're sitting down.
I said let's have a seat. We got a big show tonight. We have to act professional. We got a special guest here, a very special, extraordinary guest.
Uh-huh.
But before we get into that, tell me, I wanted to mention to you, Lionheart, you reviewed both San Andreas and Tomorrowland last show, I believe it was. And I did get to see them, and I will say that I enjoyed them both. I thought San Andreas was fun and interesting and cool. Probably give it about a 3.5. And I loved Tomorrowland. I thought it was one of the best Disney movies I've seen in a long time. I give it a 5. I think it's that good. So there you go. What have you watched that I've recommended, Lionheart?
You know what? I don't remember. I watched so much.
The answer to that is nothing, because you're a two-timing horrible person that never watches anything that I suggest.
That is not true. I will go on record saying that I watched the first 3 seasons of Breaking Bad and couldn't stand anymore, that I wanted to gouge out my own eyeballs with a melon peeler.
You know, I would answer that, but I'm going to let the 17 million people and all the Emmys speak for that show and just let them all categorize you as an nincompoop.
Okay, if you wish.
All right, anyways. Anything else going on? Any quick things that you want to talk about?
No, I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Are you? Yeah?
Yeah, got the flu.
Oh, good. Oh. I'm glad that you're in pixel formation right now, so you're not spreading that.
And I would like to correct you. It's 7 o'clock Pacific time, not 5 o'clock Pacific time.
Is it 7? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I never was good with that kind of time converting thing, but our guest is from lovely Australia, and God knows what time she's in right now. But why don't we ask her? Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, give a round of applause for our special guest, Bajoy. Hi, Bajoy.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here.
Very nice to have you.
And for the record, it's 1:05 p.m.
Oh, 1:05 p.m. Wow.
Yeah, and it's on Thursday.
Thursday, and not only that, you're entering summer and we're entering winter.
Absolutely. Nice warm day here.
Wow. That is,
What's
we're like
winter?
in polar opposites, aren't we?
We certainly are. It makes for a very interesting life and Second Life, I'll tell you.
It does indeed. But I will tell you,
Mhm.
actually, it's not that far off. Your interests and my interests are very similar, and we've both been involved in theater in real life and in Second Life. Is that not correct?
Yes, that's correct. Mm.
So I've been anxious to talk to you. I've come to see some of your shows in the past. Certainly the
Oh,
last
that's
year's
great.
Christmas pageant, or what was it? A Christmas musical thing.
Yes, that's right.
How would you
We did a
describe that?
review. Well,
A
it
review.
was a it was a review, and that was done through a group called the Villian Entertainers, and it was directed by Ham Thespian, who some of you may have heard of. And
Also a
so we
friend,
put
yeah.
yes, and we put together a series of cuts from various musicals, and had a really great time doing that.
It was a super show. I actually
Thank you.
came the first night, and then I brought a couple of friends the second time. So, um, describe
Mm.
for let's just say that there's some people that aren't in Second Life watching this, and there are because those that watch us on the YouTube channel may not even get in Second Life. Describe the experience of a theatrical production, whether it's live or however you want to do it. What could they expect if they were to log in and come to a theater?
Well, I think it's all about stories and bringing stories to life. And there's so many wonderful stories, in the world today. And they come in so many different forms. You might find a stage play that's in a poetic form, or you might find a story that goes from the beginning to the end, or these days it seems like stories jump around from the middle to the end to the beginning. But whatever you do, you should have a really amazing experience, whether it be a fantasy story or it be a true life story. I think a theatrical experience immerses you in really another life, a bit like Second Life. So when you
Sure.
go to the theater, you're part of the action, really. You get through that fourth wall on the stage and you experience life.
And quite literally in Second Life, that fourth wall is become, non-existent because even if it's a traditional theater situation where you're sitting in chairs and watching a stage, you're able to your avatar is able to cam in close and see things up close on stage, right?
That's absolutely true, and that's one of the great benefits of Second Life, because you as an audience member can watch the play from the actor's point of view. You could look in the audience, you can have a close-up. And it's very funny, because when I first started directing in Second Life, I kept getting that, and on the sight lines. And sight lines are those lines on the stage that the audience needs to be in a certain position to be able to see the action. And I kept worrying about that all the time. And those who'd been in Second Life longer said, you don't have to worry about that. The audience can zoom in here and get real close-ups of what's happening on the stage and zoom back and get a long shot. And that was a revelation to me as a real-life theater director, the great advantages there are in Second Life to producing plays.
Right. And if I may add, I think another big bonus for virtual theater is the fact that as a director and even part of the production team at all, you have access to any set piece, with any type of graphic design. Yeah, you create, using prims and so forth. You create this splendid stage that can
Oh,
be
it's fabulous,
it's
yes.
it's fabulous as you want it to be, right? I mean, there's really no limitations.
Yes, and the special effects you can achieve are most incredible. We're doing a show right now based on The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and so we're having the London Blitz as the start of our show, because it
Nice.
happens in the 1940s, of course, so with
Hmm.
searchlights and the sounds of the planes coming, and so there are lots of marvelous effects you can have. There's another
Oh,
play we're
sure.
working on where I think the avatar catches fire for some reason because the poem that the poet is talking about is called Let It Burn. So there's all kinds of marvelous effects, yes.
I don't know if you guys were involved. I know you've been involved with doing some Shakespeare here, have you not?
Yes, I have.
Did you guys do the Midsummer Night's Dream?
We did a version of it, but I think there have been several versions in SL.
Right.
One that I saw that was really incredible was a sole reader, reading the script while it was enacted on the stage. And our little theater group, the ACT, which is Avillian Cameo Theater, has done a version where we used text. We cut and paste the text on the screen while we did the action to some of the scenes from Shakespeare. So there have been various versions. We've also done several versions of Shakespeare with pre-recorded sound over at Renaissance Island at the Globe Theater. And that was an experience to actually do Shakespeare in the Globe Theater on Renaissance Island.
I saw it performed, and I don't know what company it was, so it must not have been yours. But the actors actually spoke the words. It was over voice, and but what was unique in getting back to the endless ability to perform, theater here in Second Life is the set was a giant box that they created a woodland scene, of course, just like in the play. And the audience came in and sat down in the middle of the woods on logs and stumps of trees, and the performers performed around them. So it was like the opposite of theater in the round. The audience was in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah, and boy,
what a wonderful idea. Wonderful idea.
Yeah, I was thinking about stealing that and doing that someday.
Well, why not? Yeah.
You could do that with almost any show, right?
Yes.
I mean, you could put the audience anywhere, and they can, see it no matter where they're sat.
That's correct. And the other wonderful thing about Second Life is you have the versatility to change your avatar. So one person isn't limited to playing just one part in a play. They could play multiple parts. In fact, we had a play recently where one person was operating 3 different avatars at the same time in a show that they did. It was their original work called Edie's Big Adventure, and she was operating 3 avatars and performing to her original photography. So you can combine so many elements of media in a Second Life production. It's quite amazing.
It is. Lionheart, I'm going to give you a chance here, but I just have one more question. Just so the audience is clear, Bajoy, you actually produce many different forms of theater. It's not just classic theater. You also do musicals and basic shows, right? All types of reviews and such?
Yes. Well, in Avillian Cameo Theater in the medieval fantasy sim Avillian, where it's based, is aimed at producing quite regular shorter shows of 30 minutes to 1 hour in duration and trying a variety of forms. So we've actually done a dance drama called Clockwork Capers, which was about a toy shop. And although the plot was simple, it was quite complex because we had to integrate a whole range of animations so that our characters danced it. We've also done other shows. We've done straight myths, Greek myths. We just recently did In the Time of Flowers, which was based on how the seasons began. And that was with 4 characters to a pre-recorded soundtrack. And we've had less experience with the live theater, but with live voicing. But I had the opportunity with one of the members of the Rocca Sorrentina group to actually do a Browning reading. So we did the love letters of Robert Browning and Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and we did those in live voice. So you can see there's so many ways to do it, by texting, by pre-recorded sound, by live voice, and it's never ending, really.
It's so cultural, and it's a way to bring the arts, the theater craft to new people and in a new way, and it's just it's very exciting.
And the thing that I like to say that I love about it most is that we're getting people from all around the world involved in a team project. So in the plays, we have people from the US, from Europe, from UK, from Australia, of course, and we're all working together on a project. And that's phenomenal to be able to be doing that. And across languages as well, sometimes. That's really one of the great advantages of Second Life and the production of theater here.
Absolutely.
Now, do you have a set theater group that you stay with, or do you do, quote, casting calls every time you do a new production, or is it just members who come into your group as is type thing?
Well, that's a good question. The theater group that I'm with, for the most part, is called ACT, or ACT, Avillian Cameo Theater, and it started in Avillian as I said, to do these small-scale productions so that we had a theater presence in Avilion, in addition to big shows, which we might do at Christmas time. But these are open to anyone who's in Avilion and their friends. So if there's anyone out there who's really interested in wanting to try out being an actor or even a director or a set designer or making costumes, just get in touch with me, Bajoy. I'm easy enough to find, Bajoy. And sure, you'll be very happy and very welcome in this theater group. I've also had the opportunity, however, to work with some lovely people on Renaissance Island, and we produced some plays there with interested group, and also with some people in Rocca Sorrentina who have done some classical plays, in particular Beaumarchais' Marriage of Figaro, the actual play, and a couple Shakespeare productions. So we've sort of covered a wide span of theatrical types.
Absolutely.
So and in addition to the groups that I'm with, of course, those of you who are listening, there are many theater groups in SL. There are also some ballet companies. We have one of our own in Avilion called the Mer Ballet, but there are others. And so there are many opportunities for the arts in SL. So if you're listening out there and want to come in and have a look around, you'll find lots of opportunities. And filmmakers as well, people making films.
Bajoy, I failed at the beginning of this interview to ask you your real life background and what got you interested in theater, I suppose, in real life, and how did you then translate that into virtual theater?
Well, I've been interested in theater all my life since I've been a child, but my main background, I've been a teacher, and I have been an academic, and my main role was to teach educational drama to teachers who were going out into the schools to work with young people in education, but also in theater and in drama. So I've done that for a few years. And I like to write my own plays, and I've had a couple plays produced, one in Sydney, in particular, a main musical. So I both write and also produce plays in real life. And the reason I got into Second Life was I broke my leg, and I was so bored that I needed sort of something to do, and I just stumbled on Second Life, and I haven't left since then. And
stumbled on the Second Life, no pun intended.
That's right. So
you can't keep a good theater person down, right?
No, you can't. You just got to do it wherever you find it. That's right. So that's how I got into Second Life, and started doing what I love doing, which is theater production.
Lionheart?
No, my other question was, how do you guys usually put out for when you guys are going to be doing a new production? Is it through your groups? Is it through different groups? Is it through the regions that you're in? How would one find out what is going to be coming soon from you?
Right. Well, one way you can do it is to join the ACT theater group, and you don't necessarily have to be an active actor to do that. And you can get all the notices of the new shows that we're putting out. And usually then the actors themselves put out notices through the groups that they are in that a play is on. But probably the best way for our ACT groups, our ACT theater groups, is to actually join the group. And to do that, you get into Second Life and contact me, and I'd send you a joining request, and then you get all of our indications of when the shows are. We try to do at least one a month, and we began in May of this year. We've done 7 productions so far, and we still have 2 left for this year. I'm quite happy and proud of the next show that we're doing, because it's a guest director who's actually starred in Avilion. And what he has done in his show called Missing Pieces, and his name is Ville de Carter, he's put together a lot of his poetry that means a lot to him, and he has staged it with his own settings and with music that's appropriate and with some dance. And what a marvelous feeling it must be to actually see something that's so important to you, your poetry, being staged by yourself in a production. So that's our next production.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. I mean, I'm
Yes, it
happy if I
is.
can res a chair out correctly. So, to see, poetry in motion, literally, it must
That's
be a
correct.
thrill.
Yes. Well, if anyone would like to come see that show, it's on November 15th at 1 p.m. in our ACT Theater in Avilion. So just contact me, and we'd really love to have you there. And of course, in December, on the 12th and the 13th, we're doing Beyond the Wardrobe, which is a 1-hour adaptation of C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And so we have a cast of about 24 people in that. So that's in production right now as well.
Is that the much lauded and anticipated, holiday show?
Yes, that's our holiday show this year.
Oh yeah, that's
So
that's fun. You guys really have got to see it. It runs over a weekend, right? Isn't it usually a Saturday and then a
yes,
Sunday?
yes, Saturday and Sunday, and the show time is 2:15 both days, and it will
Nice.
go for a little over an hour if you are able to make it. We'd love
Hmm.
to have you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Go see it. It's a lot of fun. The production values and the music and just to see the way it's staged. It's just amazing.
Yes, probably the highlights of that show are we're going to have some tree spirits dancing, and
Oh, cool.
the wolves have a big battle scene. So that's going to be
Nice.
quite amazing.
So in the Angry and Ornery show, we typically try to ask questions that other shows might not ask, and one thing from having a theater background myself, I would like to know is tell us some disasters. What funny stories have occurred during a production, perhaps that sent you maybe in a panic mode, or made everybody laugh behind the scenes, or do you have anything like that?
Well, probably the funniest things relate to lag. For those of you who aren't in SL, sometimes we can get something called lag, and it means that everything slows down a bit. And so if you're trying to do a dance scene and you're a little bit out of sync with lag, it just can be quite amusing. Um, Basically, we've been quite fortunate because we haven't had a lot of that, a lot of disasters. I think we probably prepare pretty well, and we have backup plans, um, mostly for things. But I guess that's the big thing, the lag. And sometimes we have time zones where people get a little bit confused on what time it is, myself
Hmm.
included, and what day it is. And so you
Like I
sound
was
like you're
earlier.
not quite with it. And so people arrive on the wrong day for rehearsals, but luckily everyone showed up for the performances, so
So you
that's
never
been a
had
blessing.
anybody walk out on stage naked?
No, we did have somebody walk out on stage once in a just an in out of character costume when they were supposed to be in character, but that had something to do with SL, I think, and how it was operating that day. But fortunately, no, were fully clothed, so that was good.
You've had to have people walk off stage. I mean, they do that in real life.
Well, sometimes you have characters that are not doing the movements that were prepared for them. They're sort of running around in circles because they can't get their avatars to quite function properly. And we have had people in a serious scene occasionally do a flip up in the air,
Oh,
which is
geez.
caused by trying to, touch on something and they flipped up in the air.
Yeah.
A few amusing things like that.
Nice. Have you ever had unruly audience members where you maybe had to have ejected them or banned them?
But can I just tell you that my nickname is the Aussie Rottweiler? Um,
Oh,
our mutual friend Ham Thespian gave that to me, and so I have
nice.
this reputation of being a mean old thing. But I think most of the audiences who come these days understand that it's a show and that there is an audience. And perhaps at the beginning we had a lot of text chat while we were actually performing, but now it seems seem to wait till appropriate places, which is much appreciated. And they do
Mm.
applaud at the end, which is always a blessing,
Oh, yeah.
instead
Now,
of booing.
right, right. No, the shows I've been to, I mean, they'll stand up, standing ovations, and of course,
Oh,
they send all types of great, local chat compliments to you and all. So I
yes, it's
think,
very kind.
you know, you have to assume that that's as sincere as it gets, and you guys do a great
Yeah.
job. I mean, everybody can tell it's a lot of work, and you need to respect that. So.
Yeah, well, it's quite interesting because trying to do 2 shows a month, we only have about a 2 to 3 week rehearsal period for each. And so I just want to say how dedicated the people involved in doing theater production are, because they do make time and they make a special effort to be at rehearsals and make it all work so that the entertainment value is there for the audience.
Have you had any support from the Lindens as far as maybe attending shows or getting you in the editor's picks and things like that?
Well, can I just say that I have had contact with the Lindens, and they've been very supportive. But at this particular time, we're trying to work within the Cinema Pavilion primarily, or within Renaissance Island at the Globe Theatre. So we haven't applied for any of the grants which I know are available. But I am aware of that, and I have been contacted by them. So I'm very appreciative of their knowledge of what we're doing.
Well, you would think that, having a grid like this and then having, theatrical productions and this type of culture available to all of their residents, they would help you in some manner. And if at the very least give you publicity and, make sure that new people and even experienced people know that you guys exist and are doing all this work and performing wonderful shows, and I would,
Well, thank you.
could only help them,
Yes, yes. Well, certainly it's another avenue for exploring. So thank you for suggesting that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, get on talk shows like this and spread the word.
Yes.
And
What a delight. It's been a real delight to be here today. And thank you for the
Lionheart,
opportunity.
oh, sure. I absolutely am a supporter of the arts, and I haven't directed anything in real life in quite some time. But whenever I meet people such as yourself, I get horribly, inspired to do it again. And I hope I don't go out and start looking for a show to direct because I have no time, and that's going to cause sacrifice.
Well, Zoltan, if you ever do find you have time, ACT would love to have you as a guest director.
Oh,
So you heard
my.
that. Yes, you come and direct whatever you
Oh,
like.
stop.
We'd love to have you.
Lionheart, any other questions?
Any renditions of Richard III coming soon?
Would you like to star? I'm sure we could. If you are interested, I'm sure we could come up with a version.
We might have to talk.
Okay, absolutely.
Just don't
I
ask
like
me to
Richard
direct.
III.
Just don't ask me to
No?
direct that. I don't think I could do Shakespeare justice.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I guess that brings up another point. One of the things that ACT is really keen on is getting new directors in to try things they haven't tried before, getting new writers in to try to put on new things. So you don't have to be an established writer, director, or actor to be involved. We just want people who are enthusiastic. I'm a dramaturge on all the shows, so I'm willing to help anyone who wants to learn how to direct or act a bit better or put on their own prose piece or poetry piece. So whatever.
Nice.
I'm there to help.
Very cool.
Yep.
As we're getting near the end of the show here, Bajoy, please let everybody once again know the current productions, the productions that they can see, this month and all the way to the end of the year, for that matter.
Well, thank you. Again, we're having this wonderful show called Missing Pieces by Vilade Carter, who's written and directed it himself, his own poetry. That's on November 15th at 1 p.m. And then we're having our Christmas show, which is a joint combination show between ACT and Avillion Entertainers, and that is Beyond the Wardrobe, based on C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And that's at 2:15 on Saturday, the 12th of December, and 13th of December on the Sunday. So everyone's most welcome to come and attend. We'd love to have you.
Please go see some of these shows, especially the Christmas show. You'll probably see me in the audience, so wave at me.
I hope so.
Anyways, it's been a delight, and I'm glad I finally got to talk to you, and thank you very much for coming on our show.
Well, thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, give her a round of applause. Thank you very much, Bajoy. Lionheart, what are we going to do with adding a touch of class and culture to this shebang that we do here?
We can get rid of you.
Hey.
Oh, I went there.
And then it'll be completely horrible. Anyways, thank you again, Bajoy. And if you get into Second Life, remember, contact either her or contact me, and I can put you in touch with her. But please, come see a show, one of hers, and come see our show. Just get an avatar and get online and get involved. A lot of cultural, a lot of art here in Second Life. And don't forget, you can see our show streaming live on Hitbox. So just go to Hitbox and look for us every other week. And finally, look for this show on YouTube on the Angry and Ornery channel in about, I'd say, a day or so. And we want to thank everybody, and you all have a great night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See you in the movies.